Man, the power's out. I'm so mad.
Yes! It's my time to shine. I'd like to first say that if you have been affected by Hurricane Zeta or you know someone who has, I hope you're staying safe and that everything will end up being okay. And because of this sparked an idea for this video, and that is to talk about some certain flashlights that we think are really great for when the power goes out and you need a light source in your pitch black home.
So we have a ton of good options for you, including the new Olantern. We've got some small lights that you guys can keep in your pockets as you're moving through the house, even the Perun that you can use hands-free.
So let's start talking about all of these great options for when the power goes out at your home. Now, before we start talking about the individual features of these lights, I'd like to talk about a game plan that you could have for when the power goes out. Now, of course, having a lantern like this is a perfect option for lighting up the main rooms in your home, such as the kitchen or the living room, but also you can have a high lumen floodier style light that you just set on a table and it will illuminate the ceiling and end up lighting up the entire room. But also, each person in that house should have a smaller pocket light that they take with them everywhere they go to make sure that you're not going anywhere in the home that's pitch black and doesn't have a light set up. Now, of course, I could tell you, yeah, well, just get a flashlight for every room in the house, but some people can't do that. So a good option is to make sure that you always have a smaller light with you no matter where you go. Another extremely valuable option to have is a headlamp, because sometimes you need access to both of your hands, especially if you're cooking, preparing something, anything like that. So having something actually mounted to your head is a perfect way to be able to have full mobility and be able to use both of your hands and have a light source as well. Now, with all of that said, let's go ahead and start with the brand new Olantern and all of the awesome features that this has. Now, the first thing that people say about the Olantern is how compact it is. You can see it in my hand. I'll put my palm up to it, so it's really easy to put it in really each room of the house. It has 3 different lumen settings, which is 30 lumens, 120, and 360, and up to an 80-hour runtime with the included flame module. So for when the power goes out, the Olantern really is the perfect choice. Now, it's pitch black here in the studio right now, and we're at the 30 lumen setting, and I have not edited this or doctored it up whatsoever. So this is what the 30 lumen setting will look like if there's a couple people around the lantern. Now we'll go up to 120 lumens, and we're starting to get very, very bright, and the 360 lumen mode is going to easily light up the entire room that you're in. So the Olantern is absolutely perfect for if the lights go out and your home is completely pitch black. We also have the flame module. If you want to have just a nice little ambient light, you want to tell some ghost stories, anything like that, this actually looks really great. So it's your choice. It comes with both modules, and this is a perfect solution for when the power goes out. Up next, we have the 3200 lumen Seeker 2 Pro, which is by far my favorite handheld flashlight to use when the power goes out.
It's got a great flood style beam, and it's got a 4-light battery indicator, so you know where your battery level is at in real time. So that way, if you need to run out to the car to charge it, you'll know when you have to.
It uses a 5000 milliamp 21700 battery, which really is the best battery on the market. So you're getting top of the scale run times with the Seeker 2 Pro. It also is magnetic rechargeable, just like the Olantern, and actually all of the lights that we're going to talk about today. So the chargers are interchangeable with pretty much all of the rechargeable O lights. Now we've got all the lights back off to show you the various settings of the Seeker 2 Pro.
So here we have the low mode, which is 5 lumens, which is going to run for 12 days. Now if you go up a level, up to the 50 lumen mode, that's going to run for 52 hours. And then one more setting up at 300 lumens is going to run for 9.5 hours.
And I have to admit, this 300 lumen setting is what I used for the most recent time when our power went out. Your power was actually out for several days.
It was.
So a setting like this is perfect to light up any room that you're in. And you can see if I put it in the center right there, this is more than enough light that I need to be able to light up a room in my house. Now, as I mentioned, it's not only a good idea to have a light set up in each room, but also a light to keep in your pocket if you go anywhere in the house where maybe it still is dark. So the first one we'll talk about here is the Baton Pro, which actually goes up to 2,000 lumens on turbo. Now, for those longer run times that you need with the power out, obviously, you're not going to need 2,000 lumens when you're just trying to illuminate a room, but the fact that it goes all the way up to that means that the lower settings are going to have fantastic run times for the size.
Now the Baton Pro has an optic instead of a standard lens, which is going to give you that great wide floody beam, which is exactly what you want when you're trying to illuminate an entire room indoors when the power is out.
And you'll notice a trend of all these lights that we're showing you today, they have a floodier style beam because a thrower light is going to have a really tight long beam, which is pretty much worthless indoors. Now the Baton Pro is magnetic rechargeable, just like the Olantern and the Seeker 2 Pro that we talked about. Now the good thing is the magnetic charging cable is USB, so you can even plug it into a power bank when the power's out and charge your flashlights when you have no power. But obviously the best rule of thumb is to keep your lights charged, especially when you know that the weather's going to get rough.
So this is 5 lumens. Now if your power is going to be out for an extended period of time, the 5 lumen mode is going to last for 9 days. So you guys are really going to get some use out of that. Now if you go up one more level, you're going to hit 30 lumens, which is going to run for 55 hours. One more up from there is 120 lumens, which is 810 minutes. And then you can go all the way up to 600 lumens at 210 minutes.
And look how bright that is, guys. Over 200 minutes here at the 600 lumen setting, which is, way more than you need to light up even the largest homes. So the Baton Pro, considering that it goes all the way up to 2,000 lumens on turbo mode, is a great, small, compact option for when the power goes out. Up next, we have the Warrior Mini, and the reason why we're talking about this one is because it has a similar profile to the Baton Pro, but it actually features a tail switch for you guys out there that would prefer a tail switch option when the lights are out.
Now with that tail switch option, there are 3 points on the bottom that are raised, so if you are fumbling for your flashlight in the dark, it's going to make it super easy to find that tail switch and get that light turned on.
That also allows you to, again, magnetically charge it with the same charging cable that can charge the rest of the lights that we talked about today. And it also, again, can be used with a power bank when the lights are out, so you can always make sure that your lights are good to go. We've got the lights turned off in the studio, and I'm holding the Warrior Mini on low mode.
Now the low mode is going to be 15 lumens, which is going to run for 150 hours. Now if you ramp up one, you're going to hit 120 lumens, which is going to run for 18 hours. And then one more step up is 500 lumens at 218 minutes.
So you got a few hours here at the 500 lumen mode. Obviously, this is more than bright enough to light up any room in your house coming out of this small little tail switch EDC light. So this is an awesome backup option for when the lights go out. Now the last light we'll talk about is something that I mentioned earlier, which is to have a hands-free headlamp style light, so you can use both of your hands for things like cooking, making a fire, anything like that when the lights are out.
So the Perun does come with a pocket clip, but we have it here in the headband, so super easy for hands-free use. It also has this nice distinct rubber button on the top, so when you're fumbling in the dark, it's easy to find the switch.
It again works with the same magnetic charging cables that all the other lights that we've talked about work with as well. So the compatibility between all of these different options from Olight is there, so even if you have a bunch of different products from us, they're probably all going to end up using the same charging cables. The Perun is a fantastic option because it has a really floody bead type lens, and also you can use it with a headband hands-free if you're doing cooking or doing really anything that you need both hands for when the power is out.
So here we have the 5 lumen mode, which is going to run for 10 days. Now if you go up one level, you're going to see the 30 lumen mode, which is going to run for 47.5 hours. Up one more is 120 lumens, which is going to run for 15 hours. And then even up again from there is 500 lumens at 4 hours.
And you can see just how floody this beam is, even compared to the Warrior Mini and the Baton Pro. This bead style lens on the Perun is a fantastic option for if you're just trying to light up a room, shine a given area in front of you, or again, use it hands-free with the headband. So I would say the ultimate setup for when the power goes out is to have a few Olanterns set up in the various main rooms of the home, to have a smaller pocket light with you at all times in case you go somewhere else, and also to have a hands-free option on your head just like the Perun. So then you're completely set up for any situation that you encounter. And to learn more about all of the current Olight products and new products that we're coming out with soon, please subscribe to this channel and like this video to show us some support.
We are constantly making new videos, so we will see you guys right here on the Olight World YouTube channel next week.